on this episode, how to slay uncertainty. This is the Holistic Alpha Male Optimization Podcast, where we help you unleash your true power as a man. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. I'm Stephen Mathis. Thank you for listening and watching. Doubt and uncertainty in all the ways that it shows up for us is deadly to our dreams. It is deadly to our growth, because when we are in a state of uncertainty, what we are not doing is acting, taking action. We get stuck. We stay the same. It doesn't feel good, and more importantly, it does not result in us growing and expanding and ever getting any of the things that we really desire. Uncertainty is deadly, and we must learn how to slay it, especially when it comes up really strong. Here's how to do that. It is very simple. You shift your perspective. When we are stuck in uncertainty, we're wondering, what is the next step? What is the best path long term? We're thinking, where do we want to go? And of all the options, what's the best option? And we get lost in that. The way that we get out of that is we find what we can be certain about, and we let that be the foundation of our action. And what we can be certain about is what we want to step away from. What we don't want, that we can be certain about. You can look at an aspect of any part of you, your being, your life, and you can say, I want to step away from this. I don't want this anymore. You can be certain about that. Any direction is winning, because when you stay the same, your dreams and your growth die there. Many of you may have seen the movie The Hunger Games. If you haven't, the essence of the movie is the competitors get dropped in this arena, and they're in this central place, and it is a fight to the death. Last person standing. And they're all dropped in this central place. And in this central place, among other supplies, are a bunch of weapons. And when the bell, the horn, whatever the hell it is, when it goes off, there's an immediate reaction where everybody knows, I cannot stay here. I cannot stay here. No matter what I do, if I stay here, I'm dead. Period. So there's an instinctive and immediate response where you decide, this instinctive response where they decide, okay, what can I grab and which direction should I go? And they make that decision fast and off they go. Or they don't. And some of them die right there because they don't make that decision fast enough. And that is in so many ways what happens to us in this way. We're basically in that center spot, and it's a dangerous spot to be. The spot of uncertainty is a very dangerous spot to be, because if we stay there, our dreams and our growth die. They don't die in a dramatic way. They die by the death of 1,000 cuts. They die slowly over time, but they very much will die if we stay there. So the way to get out of uncertainty is to stop being so worried momentarily about what the right, quote, right direction is, and just recognize that literally anywhere but right here, literally anywhere but doing the same thing that you're not happy with, literally anywhere but living the same way you're not unhappy with, is a win. You can adjust and adapt as you go. Do not let your dreams and your growth die because you are stuck in uncertainty. Make an instinctive response. Don't overthink it. As soon as you start overthinking it, to bring it back to that movie, you know what happens to a couple of them or a few of them right in the beginning, right in that moment? They last seconds, because instead of acting on instinct, they get stuck overthinking. And the way that that happens for us is, as soon as we get in that overthinking pattern, once it kind of takes hold, there's a certain threshold. The guys who, the competitors who hesitated 1 second, maybe they were okay. 2 seconds, 3 seconds, they were not okay. Whatever that threshold is, there is a threshold where we can be uncertain. Okay, we're not perfect. We have some uncertainty. But once we cross a certain threshold, it has a momentum. The uncertainty has a momentum. And we stay there, and our dreams and our growth die because we stay stuck. People stay stuck for months, for years, for decades, for their entire lives in many of the same ways because they fail to act because of uncertainty. That's how you slay it. You've got to recognize that the same thing that you're not happy with, the same thing that you know is not your ultimate dream, your truth, your desires, the best version of you, that same thing is literally the worst thing that you can stay stuck doing. If it is something that you really know is not in alignment, if it's something you really know is dragging you down, if it's something you really know is preventing your expansion, continuing to do the same thing is the worst possible choice. Make an instinctive response, a gut feeling. If you had to decide right now in the next second and a half as you listen to me, that little thought, that part of your life that you've been wondering, if you had to decide right now which direction to go, that's the direction to go. Take a step and then you evaluate and listen as you go. So often we stand in that center spot with all that danger right around us, and we're looking around and we're just like, man, I don't know which direction to go. I don't know whether to go down this valley over here. I don't know whether to go down this valley over there. I don't know what I should grab. And we just blah, 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 and we die right there by 1,000 cuts. Just recognize that right here, the same is danger. Go somewhere. That's a win. Go get some, make some choices, recognize that staying the same, it really is dangerous. It may be dangerous to you as a physical being, depending on what those habits are. It is definitely dangerous to the best version of you. It's definitely dangerous to your dreams and your real truth and expansion of who you can be. Uncertainty is a real foe. Better go out and slay it. Go get some.